Hello again and welcome. Last episode, we heard from CEO and Chief Learning Officer Dr. Guido Minaya and Sanjay Katiyar, co-founder of Knowledge Synonyms, about an innovative tool for evaluation and measurement, EasySIM, or for us, EngageSIM. Moving on, this episode, Dr. Minaya and Sanjay Katiyar will continue the conversation on evaluation and measurement, discussing the EasySIM EngageSIM platform in real-life use cases. Stay tuned to learn more.
Why don't we go to maybe some real world use cases, right? We jointly worked on a healthcare use case. Do you want to share a little bit more about the details around this use case?
Certainly, it's a really interesting use case. We implemented our solution with this healthcare major during COVID times. Times were challenging, and they wanted to conduct their annual competency assessment. There was no means to conduct it the way they had been conducting through annual competency assessment fairs. So we successfully rolled out this platform, and as part of this exercise, we covered over 5,000 plus nurses with over 40 plus simulated assessments covering over 150 plus nursing and specialty unit competencies. More than 120,000 sessions happened within a span of 3 months in a completely touchless mode. Time to conduct annual case exercise was brought down by more than 4 months, as well as savings in terms of paid staff time were in tune of USD 300,000 per year. So it is really evident that it was a really successful rollout with a positive, measurable outcome that has come out of this implementation.
Fantastic. Yes. And our client was so pleased. We won 2 Branded Hog Gold Awards for the effort, and it was the perfect solution for the time. So thank you and team for collaborating with us on that one. And when you think of other use cases, as an example, we have an automotive client. What kind of use cases have you seen in the automotive industry?
So one of our global automobile clients uses EasySIM to train and assess competencies of their sales, service, and financing partners. So this is a different use case wherein they are actually using EasySIM to train their partner organizations and their employees. So they leverage their legacy assets like existing trainings, SOPs, videos, audio podcasts, technical drawings, application demos, and screen captures, 360 panoramic walkthroughs to create competency mapped immersive learning and assessment experiences for their audience. The beauty of this implementation is their SMEs, instructors, and instructional designers can create competency mapped true decision tree branching simulations in just few hours. So within a span of 8 weeks, they developed over 200 plus branching simulations, and which actually translated into saving more than $500,000 in just training content development for them. In addition to that, they are also using it for new hire screening once they saw the use case of open response framework that we have. So now what they do, they go ahead, schedule virtual interviews, which are competency mapped. Their candidates write those virtual interviews through essays, through video recordings, through audio recordings, as well as screen captures. And those recordings or those responses get evaluated by the evaluators or interview panels. And the outcome of it is they get real-time competency analysis of each of the candidate. Along with that, they also get to see whether a candidate is job ready or not. And they can make quick hiring decisions as part of the analytics that comes out of this EasySIM implementation.
Fantastic. Very exciting. Well, hopefully we'll have a follow-up in a couple months. Sanjay, we'll check back with you as to some other exciting use cases. Again, I can think of 2 or 3 clients where this may be applicable based on where they're at in their trajectory. And again, thank you so much for your time today, Sanjay. It was a pleasure learning about the enhancements and learning more about a real world innovation for measurement and evaluation. And as always, it is such a pleasure to speak with you and to work with you and your team.
Absolutely. Pleasure is all mine. Thank you, Guido, for having me. Thanks, Dario.
Our pleasure.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sanjay. As we wrap up our series on evaluation and measurement, I wanted to briefly summarize that in this series, we covered the why, what, and how. We talked a bit more deeply about the 4 levels of evaluation. We covered ROI, and we just covered an exciting solution in terms of innovation for evaluation and measurement. One brief note: to really be scientific in level 2, level 3, and level 4, as well as ROI, you may see that it's important to consider a control group that does not go through the training and compare that to those that do go through the training. That's the most scientific approach. Practically speaking, it's not done as much, but I wanted to share that one note as we conclude this series. So thank you so much. Dario, I'll turn it back over to you.
Well, again, thank you both for sharing some real-life use cases for the EasySIM EngageSIM platform. This wraps up our 5-minute university series on evaluation and measurement. Be sure to stay tuned for our next 5-minute university topic and discussion. Thank you for listening in, and we hope you gain some insights. Until next time.